If you're an ambitious person, then there's a high chance you've set some crazy career goals for yourself this year. But if those goals are based on your job, your 9 to 5, then you're playing a game that's bound to disappoint. And I've been an overperformer in corporate roles in the past, and I was also laid off from one of them. And now I'm publicly showing what it takes to hit my first $1 million with the hopes that you too hit that goal. If this is the first time you're seeing this face, then hi, I'm Akash. I built and scaled my business to multi-six figures, which I started alongside my 9 to 5. I did this for years at my consulting job at Deloitte. And to achieve those lofty goals, I worked super hard, over-delivered, with the hopes of feeling, fulfilled. And you might think this is where I say, I was building someone else's business and someone else's dream and barely benefiting from it. But that's not even the real problem. The real problem is tying your goals to something that has a ceiling and variables you don't control. And on that note, let's talk about your career goals and why it should not be based on your 9 to 5. And before you come at me with pitchforks, it's not because jobs are inherently bad. It's because your job already has structure and accountability baked in, whether you like it or not. Think about it. You'll figure things out with your job anyway. There are deadlines, pressure from teammates, fear of messing up, and so very few people completely screw up their day job. For instance, how many people do you actually know who have dramatically fucked up their jobs? Right? Exactly. So if your ambition lives only there, by design, you're capped yourself. And here's another thing. A huge portion of your growth inside a company is not even in your control. When I was at Deloitte, I was an overperformer. I was promised a fast-track promotion, and so I delivered on everything that came my way. I stayed late, I went above and beyond, and then at the end of the year, because of the company's overall performance, and I think because they didn't hit their numbers or something, the number of fast-track promotions was drastically reduced. And of course, that was a last-minute decision. And guess what? I didn't get the promotion. It's not because I didn't perform, right? And it's not because I didn't work hard. It's because of factors that were completely outside my control. And did I get remunerated or paid based on the effort I put in? Hell no. And that's how most companies work. And once again, this isn't me saying don't work hard or over deliver. It's just don't anchor your future or your goals to something you can't fully control. And like I mentioned earlier, your job already has those guardrails. So if you're ambitious or even an average performer, you'll do reasonably well. So your ambition shouldn't live there. Instead, what will actually give you the results, the money, and the fulfillment we all seek is what you build outside your 9 to 5. For some people, it's a hobby. For some people, it's sports or some sort of physical activity. But for a lot of people, I've noticed, especially for ambitious people, it's building something of your own. Something that you can call entirely and inherently yours. And here's a few reasons why that matters so much. 1. Ownership. Every single human craves ownership, autonomy, control. And something I used to hate about my 9 to 5 was that no matter how valid or logical my approach or suggestions were, they used to get shot down because someone else took that call, be it a leader or another team member. And so I needed something where I made all the decisions and, as Jocko Willink puts it, take extreme ownership of both the good and the bad outcomes. And becoming an entrepreneur completely changes how you think. You stop playing small because the upside with freedom, control, leverage is super massive. 2. Money. Let's be real, things are super expensive right now. And a salary from your job is capped even if you end up outperforming all your peers, like what I mentioned in my story. So if you're an overperformer or an ambitious person, then just know that the only one benefiting here is the company you work for, because you can overwork and over-deliver, but there's a ceiling to how much you can earn. And that's by design so that companies can reliably control their balance sheets. And another thing, as someone who's been there and felt shitty, a job or the salary alone won't give you the financial freedom you think it will. So fuel your ambition the right way and let your ambition fuel your bank account. 3. Optionality. Layoffs are super normal right now. I should know because I got laid off last year, but because I had something of my own and had money coming in, I wasn't panicking when I got laid off. I was literally the only person I knew who had something to fall back on, while everyone else who got laid off with me were freaking the fuck out. And I think that optionality is priceless. And so if all your ambition is, trapped inside your job, then by design you've set limitations for yourself. There's a ceiling. And what you should be doing instead is focusing on something that has unlimited upside. No cap. You see what I did there? Pretty smart Gen Z lingo, huh? Anyway, all jokes aside, that is what will give you the freedom that you're looking for. So pause for a second and ask yourself, what do I want to build outside my job? If my job disappeared tomorrow, what would I still have? And most importantly, how much do I want to make outside my job? So how do you actually do this without overcomplicating all of it? You start with one clear financial goal outside your job, a verifiable, measurable goal. For me, early last year, the goal was $20,000 a month. I hit about 18. For you, it could be 2,000 a month, 5,000, 10,000, or an extra additional 100,000 a year. The number matters less than the clarity it gives you. A clear number turns someday into this year or the next 6 months. Then, and this is the most important part, you flip that output or outcome goal into input driven goals. Because remember, you can't control outcomes, but you can control actions. When it comes to finances or revenue or hitting a certain number of followers or subscribers, they're all outcome driven goals. And so you have no control over whether they'll actually happen or not. But like I said earlier, what you do have control of are your actions, which means you need to think practically about the financial goal you've set and reverse engineer a plan to achieve that goal. And this will give you a list of clear and measurable activities you can do, aka input goals. And this could be things like a quarterly target of those activities you need to do, a monthly target, and a weekly target. And then you need to hold yourself accountable to those inputs. And if you stick with it and you plan things out well, then you will 100% achieve them. I personally publish my monthly goals on Instagram, whether I hit them or not, purely for accountability reasons. If you want to see this in real time, then you can follow me on Instagram. The link is in the description. And if you're sold on what I'm saying here, but you're confused about what to start or how to practically build something of your own, then just know that I help ambitious people like yourself become entrepreneurs alongside their 9 to 5, helping them make over 100K a year on top of their job. And I do that through my one-of-a-kind program called I2R, Idea to Revenue. I'll leave a link to the free mini-series at the end. Stick around. Whether you're watching this in Jan or Feb or mid-year or even next year and you're planning out your career goals, then all of this still applies. Your job at the end of the day is just a tool. Don't build your career on something that you don't fully control. Keep at your job and build leverage, build optionality, build something of your own. It's not easy, but it's definitely simple. And trust me, it's never too late to start. If this helped, consider joining my free 15-day email series. It's a practical blueprint for becoming an entrepreneur, even if you have a full-time job. It's basically 15 steps in 15 days to getting started. It's free, it'll always be free, and the feedback has been overwhelmingly positive. And as promised, here's my free I2R mini course that'll give you clear steps to help you start and scale towards an extra 100K this year. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.